These are problems involving denominators that we'll need to solve with algebra. And there are several techniques that can be really helpful here. I'm going to go over one that I had talked about at the end of my previous video, which was finding a least common multiple for the denominators, and then simply multiplying both sides of the equation by that least common multiple. So, what is the least common multiple for 8, 4, and 2? Well, it happens to be 8. 8 is a number which is divisible by 8. It's also divisible evenly by 4 and divisible by 2 as well. So what would be great here is if we can take the original problem and we want to multiply both the left and the right side by 8. Now it's critical that the 8 does get distributed to all terms here. And we can just do those on calculator. 8 times 3 divided by 8. If you do that, you're going to get 3. And then do 8 times negative 3 over 4. It's going to be a 6. And 8 times negative 2, negative 16. Over here we'll get 4 and then 32. So look at that. Just by multiplying by the least common multiple, I was able to seriously simplify this problem. And I can go just a little bit farther. 4 minus 32 is negative 28. And great, now I can just add that 22 to both sides. We got 3x equals negative 6. So x is negative 2. Not so bad. It looks a lot worse than it was. All right, how about for b? Now, if we can just multiply both sides by that least common multiple, then it will make it a lot easier. So what's the least common multiple between 2 and 6? Well, 6. 6 is divisible by itself, and 6 is divisible also by 2. So let's multiply both sides by 6. Okay, that would cause these here to cancel. And then 6 divided by 2 would be 3, so we would end up with a 3 on the left. Now I'll just distribute that 3. We'll get 3x minus 15 equals x plus 4. Let's go ahead and move the x over to here, and let's move the 15 over to there. We'll get 2x equals 19, therefore x is 19 over 2. Great. Now there is another technique that you should be aware of for solving equations with denominators like this. And it still requires that you find a least common multiple. So what is the least common multiple of the numbers 2, 6, and 3? It is 6. All right, so our goal here is going to be to transform all the terms into having a denominator of 6. Now keep in mind, if you understand the method that I had used above of multiplying both sides by the 6, you could do that, and that would solve this problem as well. But I want to demonstrate another method here for people who didn't understand that previous one and maybe want to try it a different way. So that's what I'm going to do here. All we have to do is start with the original terms. We want to space them out a little bit though. The reason I'm spacing them out is because I want to multiply all of them by something. And, 6 would work well if you want to do that, but I'm going to show a new approach here. You could multiply, if you want, by a fraction of your choice. Now, we all know that something divided by itself is equal to 1. So if I were to, let's say, multiply this 4 by 6 over 6, then I wouldn't really be changing the value of the 4 because I'm multiplying by something that's equivalent to 1, and I'm allowed to do that. It's called building to higher terms when you do that. And as you can see, it would result in a value of 24 over 6 because our 4 is alone, so he doesn't have a denominator other than just 1. Multiply straight across. That's fraction multiplication. You get 24 over 6. And my goal here is to do it to the other terms as well. But I won't always multiply by 6 over 6. I can multiply by anything of my choice. So on this first one, I'm going to pick 3 over 3. The reason why is I'm trying to create a denominator of 6. So you pick the fraction, and our goal is to make all our denominators 6s. So for this one here, I would just multiply by 1 over 1 because the denominator is already a 6. So what times 3 makes 6? 2. So let's multiply by 2 over 2 there. Okay. Now why is this helpful? Well, it turns out if you have an equation where all your terms have the same denominator, then you can wipe out those denominators. It's a really useful problem-solving technique. And we will just deal with the numerators as if they were the equation. You'll get the same solution for this equation as you would have got for the above equation. Okay, so subtract x, we'll get the 24 to the other side. 2x equals negative 22. Therefore, x is negative 11. All right. I'll use that same method as above just to give another example of how it works. Write down your original terms. Introduce the multiplication of some kind of fraction for every term. Then you pick what value you want to use in your fraction. For this first one, I want to use 3 over 3 because I'll make a 6 in the denominator there. I'll pick 2 over 2 for this one so that we also get 6. I'll do 2 over 2. Now they're all going to be 6s. So you could rewrite it. 3x over 6 plus 2 over 6 equals 4 over 6. And now those 6's can go away. So x is 2/3.